Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Alright, welcome in everybody. Welcome into week 1, the beginning of the Skeela squad draft hosted by Hei'yu, moderated by myself and 64 Gary. We're going to get into looking through everybody's teams, some predictions, some power rankings, where we think everybody's at. Then we'll get into matches. If you don't have time to stick around, your match will be DM'd to you as it's announced. As we're going through, I'm just going to go through each card at a time. They'll be scrolling through on screen, but I can switch to them as I need to pretty easily. So up first, I think we're going to go ahead and get started with Birthday Ninja. So I made these cards, team comp and how they play against each other's teams. I have not necessarily went into turn down the game, but there we go. That should be fine, if not too low. Alright, so can barely hear you. Oh well, yes. Alright, so up first we have Birthday Ninja, the Eterna Tusslers. Metagross, Landorus, can't go wrong with that. I am highly disappointed that nobody drafted Mega Manectric, especially Birthday Ninja, but that's unfortunate. Going into it, we have Hydreigon. That's an interesting pick because I'm pretty sure he does not get Nasty Plot this gen. Let me check. And Fairy was just introduced. Yeah, no Nasty Plot. Okay. This is an interesting generation to be getting him, but that's fine. Smeargle was uncontested, one of the best leads in early X and Y. And throughout, it was still pretty great. Swellow, that's interesting. I'm sure we're just going to see some Flame Orb or Toxic Orb shenanigans. I don't think it got anything crazy in Gen 6, so not much to cover there. It's Bird, it does resist damage to rocks, basically. Jellicent is a spin blocker. Defog will most likely be more common in this generation, which I should also touch on. Landorus and Hydreigon not getting defog. Neither does Swallow, so he has no defogger on his team outside Smeargle. Jellicent, what nature, or what ability does this bitch get? Jellicent, Cursed Body, and Water Absorb. Not great, not terrible. This mon's always been kind of okay, ever since Gen 5, where it was decent. But you could definitely pull off some stuff with this thing. This thing has definitely got some tricky stuff up its sleeve. It's even got access to Will-O-Wisp, Water Spout, Trick Room, just like a lot of options here. This thing could be really scary to plan against. Could be. Keyword. Next we have Regirock. That is going to be an interesting mon to build. I assume it's going to be either rocks or setup most of the time, but that thing could be really annoying at times. He doesn't have the Mega Metric, but he does have the Voltorb, or the Electrode. So he does have that Volt-turn action. I think Swellow also gets U-turns, so does Infernape, so his team is actually like Volt-turn and already like prepped. Muck, what does that thing do? Kills fairy types. He gets the punches, he's got Poison Touch, so lots of poison. He's probably got Hex on Jellicent. Yeah, he's got some good synergy here. It's going to be interesting how he decides to use Muck, because Muck is definitely on the weaker side of his team. Whimsicott is his fairy type. Fun Pokemon. Never really seen him much in singles, but that'll be an interesting one for sure. And then Infernape, kind of a draft legend. That Pokemon just gets so many options, so many things. There's just too much to cover with that thing. But against other teams, looking through, I mean, he has a decent matchup against Keldar. I think he slaughters the Squirtles. Let me see. Colin's actually kind of interesting because Hydreigon's actually going to get some usage there. So that Pokemon's actually really decent there. There's this Tempest. That Sableye is going to be really annoying for him. Alright, so needless to say, I think he's got a decent matchup or winning against most of the competitors. Remy has some good counters against him. Tentacruel is going to be really interesting how he uses that there. Yeah, he's got a pretty well-built team. It's not too weak to rocks. So yeah, we can move on to a different competitor now. We have Casey Blazkin's Keldar with Mega Tyranitar, my favorite Pokemon, Lando I, Jirachi, Lucario, Starmie, Mismagius, Claydol, and then returning Quagsire, and then Clefairy in place of Clefable. With 3 Megas on his team with Houndoom and Mega Garchomp. He's got 3, like, Megas you don't even have to use. He's probably going for, like, some switch-up team. They're pretty common back in the day to run multiple Megas to bait out your opponent. And Mega Tyranitar and Garchomp have really good synergy with that Sand Force. On top of that, I'm pretty sure Landorus also gets Sand Force as its base ability, so he can actually run that instead of Sheer Force if he'd like to. So he's got some interesting stuff. Jirachi, not as good in this generation as 4, but still has some great synergy with his team, especially over Fairy types. He's got 2 Steel types on his team. I don't know how I feel about that. Lucario was really good in this generation. Starmie. I don't know about Starmie. This gen. It was not really used that much, but it's going to be okay against, like, Rowlet's Escadrille and opposing Landorus, which he does have to deal with. Crazy how the first 2 teams have the Landoruses. It's also going to be good against Gliscor, maybe a Scald Burn on other team members. It's going to be a poker for sure. Claydol, great setup. We'll see how it goes with the damage or the power creep of Gen 6. A lot of his team is kind of bulky, but at the same time it could just get hit by one thing and be completely out. Clefairy, Quagsire, that Unaware, once again he's going to have available to him. Does Clefairy get Unaware? Let me check. No, it does not. So that's actually useful. It will probably be using Magic Guard, maybe Cute Charm. That could be annoying. Mega Houndoom, I don't know what that's going to do. Probably not much the entire time. Oh, true, true, true. The slides.
Gary the Silds Gary.
The slides. Forgot it wasn't on autoplay still. There we go. So overall, this team's pretty strong. It's going to be annoying to build against, that's for sure. It's probably going to be the most annoying team to build against, in my opinion. But we might have a different contender for that coming up. We have the... Whoops, wrong card. We have the Southern Squirtles with Striker. This looks like Mega Gardevoir is good in Gen 6 draft, and my favorite Pokemon combined. That is what I see when I see this draft. Gengar is a great draft for sure. Dragonite, Arcanine, Electivire, Staraptor. This is like the B squad, bro. Like, he's got to get rid of rocks, and he has no spinner. He's got no defogger. He's going to have some struggles, that's for sure. I don't think Sceptile gets defog. I should check on that before I say this for sure. No, it does not. So yeah, this team's looking like it might need somebody to trade with it. But, you know, it could also surprise some people. There's always a chance of an Almastar Shell Smash. There's always a chance of a Dragon Dance Dragonite. He's got a weakness policy this generation. There's no boots. That's what makes a lot of this scary for him. And he's got some resistance to rocks. That's also something to note. Decent coverage. A few of his mons just are locked into a few typings, which is easier to build against. He's lacking some strong walls. It's looking like I feel like he's gonna struggle the most, but he might have some tricks up his sleeve that he could bring along with. I don't want to hate on him too much. It's his first time drafting. There's definitely a way to turn around this team for sure. That being said, he does have some great immunities, even hidden ones, with Levitate, Motor Drive, and Flash Fire. Hopefully he takes into consideration that he doesn't have to run Intimidate every time. Lots of ground immunity, which is good because he has got electric and fire type not weak to it, or weak to it. He's got electric immunity with Marowak and Sceptile, and dragon immunity with Gardevoir, so it's not too bad. Poison immunity with Durant, so maybe that was what he was going for. Some hidden immunities. I think this team is okay at best, and I wish him luck. And if he needs my help, I will be available to him for sure. Alright, so next team we will have the San Fran Shuckles. This is my guy. So this time around he spent a little extra time with his draft, I can see it. He's got Mega Gyarados, which I believe he wanted Gardevoir, or I forget what the other one was. Maybe
son,
Metagross.
Where'd you find this?
I love Gyarados. I think he's going to be great for draft. I feel like a lot of players in this caliber are not going to know how to use the Mega Evolution. Like, you do not have to Mega Evolve into Mega Gyarados for a very long time. And saving that Intimidate can be really valuable. It's more of a late game sweeper more than it is something to break down things with. So, something to keep in mind. Also, those extra weaknesses when you do Mega Evolve. Aegislash, one of the best Pokemon in Gen 6. Dropping attack by 2 on physical contact on King Shield is amazing. And then he's got the other broken Pokemon, kind of, in Talonflame with Gale Wings. Flying moves always go first. Could have some interesting plays with that. It's probably going to be Brave Bird spam, but Defog is also available to him with his slower team. U-turn great on it. There's always the natural gift I'd love to see, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Hitmontop, great spinner. This mon is going to be interesting to see in Gen 6. I can't say I've ever seen this mon get action in Gen 6. It's kind of gone down the more generations have come, and for sure with its viability. Raikou, I don't love this draft, but he has got an electric type. He's got ground immunities. It's probably fine. I think, yeah, he should have Aura Sphere available to him. No Scald yet. Calm Mind substitute was pretty common, I'm pretty sure, in Gen 6 with that thing. Gastrodon, I think it's missing rocks this generation, right? I should check. It is missing rocks this generation, so that is something to keep in mind. Does he have a rocker? Yes, and Shuckle. So he's got Sticky Webs, Stealth Rock, the classic, Mental Orb probably. Spam allows this team to be a little bit faster. Definitely needed for this team. Although he does have like some extremely slow Pokemon that I don't think it matters with like Aegislash, Gastrodon, and Vileplume. I don't see those getting much use out of Sticky Web outside some niche cases. Vileplume, this Pokemon does not really exist in competitive, but I mean it's decent bulk. It's got the chance to sleep with Sleep Powder. The different powders could be annoying. Sludge Bomb, he doesn't have a Hexer, so that's kind of not a thing. So I don't know, maybe he's got some sneaky use for that. Maybe I should look at the other teams before I say anything on that. I don't really see it versus Pang. Not really versus Remy. Maybe versus Rowlet. I definitely think that's one of the weaker draft on this team. It's definitely gonna get some use against the Squirtles, I think, if he wants to, and then Keldar possibly as well. Might have been why he drafted it. But Claydol having Psychic, Quagsire having Ice Beam. I mean, there's still things there that a Vileplume will not appreciate. Ambipom, I don't know about that mon. It's very linear with its knockoff double hit, fake out shenanigans. Does he get anything crazy this generation? I'm not sure. This mon is definitely not one to count out. That thing's very powerful, and if you let it get too much ground, it can get a little crazy. Oh, that's kind of funny. It gets like a Power Punch as well. Okay. I like it. It's kind of like a little Kangaskhan. Does get Focus Punch. It does get Last Resort. Last Resort could be really funny. Like a Power Punch Last Resort. Switcheroo. That's nice too. Yeah, this one's actually gonna be pretty decent. Okay, so Megalodios, my bad, same Pokemon. The main reason that Latios was higher is because it's a lot better by itself than Latios is in this generation, at least. This thing, okay. Does it get... It gets... This might have been the generation Latios lost Defog. So let me make sure on that. Gen 6... Oh wait, it's gonna count ORAS, so no, it got it back this generation. But I'm pretty sure in X and Y it did not have it. Okay, so yeah, very powerful. Mega Latias gonna be great against maybe Tempest. I'm sure it's gonna get some use in like every team, even if it's not the Mega, which is actually kind of great because Gyarados and Latias are not bad together at all. So yeah, we're probably going to see Latias on most of his teams, honestly. That Defog is going to be really useful. And Latias can just be a sweeper in general anyway. Special attackers being Raikou and Aegislash. Okay. Vileplume, technically. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see the team synergy. I don't love parts of this team, but other parts of the team are just like really solid that I think might carry it to some higher viability. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next team. We have the Vicious Volcaronas. For some reason, I always see the word vicious, and I'm reading like facetious or something like that. Like, what is my mind doing when I read that? Maybe it's just the font. I don't know. We have Mega Sableye, Kyurem Black. Okay, this song is ending here. We will go to next song. Where did I save it? Banger. Alright, here we go. On the card swap. Gliscor, Reuniclus, Darmanitan, Doublade. CJ loves Doublade, bro. Tornadus. Oh my god. Tornadus T. I'm not even that surprised. This motherfucker's cheap as hell. Armaldo, Simisage, Milotic, Nidoqueen. This team is going to be incredible. Sableye plus Tornadus is just a crazy combination. He didn't even really need Doublade for this team, but it's there. He's got bulk with Reuniclus as well. Armaldo's going to be great. If he wants to not use Nidoqueen for setup, he can. Milotic is really bulky as well. This team is just built Gen 6. This is Gen 6 right here. If he had Clefable, he literally probably would have swept most of you guys. Toxicule with Gliscor, I feel sorry for you guys, but you guys are going to be in for a fucking hard fight with this guy. Like, this is potentially the best drafter right here. You're going to have to find your ways into his defensive walls. He's going to have his ways of breaking down your offense, and then he's just going to stall you out, basically. If you cannot two-shot Sableye, like, you're going to be struggling. And if you do have a way to two-shot Sableye, you better have a way to get him in on Sableye. So that Volt Turn team earlier, that's going to be very great, or very useful here against this. Especially since he's got stuff like Doublade and Simisage and Reuniclus, where you can get a lot of chip off of U-turn. Milotic plus Gliscor is going to make the Electrode a little less useful, but definitely some uses. This thing is going to be insane to watch. Like, I actually really enjoy Gen 6 stall sometimes. Like, it's kind of an art, how it all got set up. He's got the Magic Bounce with Sableye. As cringy as stall can be sometimes, this is going to be a really interesting one to see, especially since you can build for it. So yeah, I'm really interested to see Tempe's play. I think it's going to be a really tough opponent, and I wish you guys luck against him. Moving on, our next team will be the Rowlet. Where is that? It is here. The Miami Heatran, Rowlet Forever. Speaking of strong drafts, We got Kangaskhan, Clefable. There's the Clefable. Made sure that nobody else got that. I do not blame him at all. That's kind of what I did with Heatran in the last draft. Was make sure you get all of the main counters early on. Zapdos, great Pokemon. Did not get static in this generation yet. Vaporeon. I think it's gonna be great. Rowlet says that Tempe stole Milotic from him, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he drafted Vaporeon first, or he had a chance to draft Milotic and didn't. He was putting him off. So he does have the Vaporeon, which is going to be good against Tempest at least. Getting those burns will be a little crucial to that battle. Flygon, I'm afraid against Tempest. That Mon does not have the damage output. This generation forward, it just kind of gets weaker and weaker and weaker. But Flygon can get some niche uses. It can get a nice clean kill. It's going to be his cleanup Mon for sure. Ditto was definitely underrated in this draft. It should have been higher. But Ditto is an amazing Pokemon. I don't know why I didn't look at him when I was looking over the draft. This Pokemon is amazing against all of the Megas. It was literally probably like top 3 in usage of early Pokebank X and Y. So this Pokemon is really great, especially when you know the Mega Pokemon that you're going into, and it's going to be really good for cleaning up sweeps. If any team that wants to set up against him, which Rowlet's team isn't really a setup team, outside like Power Up Punch and Calm Mind, Clefable. So it's going to be really interesting to see that. He's going to be able to get a lot of reverse sweeps, especially with his Masquerain getting set up as well. Rotom Frost. Why is he here? I guess he has an Ice type with Levitate. Yeah, Rotom Frost. Never seen this thing used like ever outside of like the lower tiers. Which he can have some uses. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very confident in that pull. I don't think Rowlet is either. He's got the Zapdos already, but I don't know. Maybe he just wanted a stronger special attacker. Which I guess he kind of gets there. Bronzong's returning. Doesn't really do much different. I mean, there's going to be some interesting things he can do with like Trick Room and I don't know, just a pretty heavy-hitting stall Pokemon against, I'm sure he wanted it for fairies. I had something else on my mind about Bronzong that I just forgot as well. Oh, the only gym allowed in this draft would be a normal gym, so Explosion's also there, kind of, still. Masquerain, that's a joke Pokemon, but Intimidate is useful. I think, does it get Water Absorb? Is that a thing? Oh no, it's Unnerve, which I guess maybe. Yeah, this thing's gonna be pretty interesting. Does get some decent setup stuff. Gets Roost, Scald. He's got some pretty good special attacks on this thing. It does get U-turn. Whirlwind, I guess, is there as well. Tailwind. So, we probably got some interesting setup with this thing. Gets Defog, interestingly enough. So maybe that was what he was going for there, too. It's going to be a kind of a hiding Defogger, when he's also got the Escadrille, which was the best spinner in Gen 6. This thing is crazy. It's kind of crazy is one of the last picks, but Escadrille is definitely really strong against a lot of his opponents. It's great. Second draft. It's gonna be great against Keldar. Like that was a really good play by Rowlet. Which his whole team is kind of like really strong against Keldars as well. I think the main one that's going to be interesting is going to be CJ, or Tempest. Remy's team kind of just is, yeah, it's kind of really good against Rowlet, actually. Kind of looks like it was built to fight Rowlet. Yeah, I think CJ is going to be an interesting opponent for Rowlet as well. But yeah, decent draft. I can't be mad at this one at all. It's probably top 4 for sure. Alright, next card we have 300 Gimme Ghoul. I still don't know about that team name. Got Mega Aerodactyl, which I did not expect. Remy told me months ago his plan was to make draft his Megas late. I'm sure he got thrown off by everybody going for crazy strong picks at the beginning, but he did not go for his Mega Glalie or Mega Banette. Maybe we'll see those later on, but it's okay. He chose to play the game instead. We have 2 of the fastest Pokemon of the generation with Deoxys Speed and Aerodactyl. I'm glad Deoxys Defense didn't get drafted because that'd be fucking annoying to even commentate. Tentacruel, got Spikes, got Speed, got Scald. We got a very fast team with Delphox, Minshao, and Lopunny. Not trying to worry about those spikes or those webs as much. Aerodactyl's actually going to be really useful for that as well, dodging that. Fortress, Spinner, Rocks, so he doesn't have to use Aerodactyl for that. Aerodactyl does get Hone Claws as it's set up. Delphox, every time I look at Delphox now because of PCG, I think it's a really strong mon. I don't know about this generation. I don't remember a single time I've ever had to worry about a Delphox. But it is a pretty decent mon. Great coverage, I guess. Fire Psychic is a good combination anyway. It's gonna have to worry about U-turn, which is gonna be annoying. It's gonna take a lot of chip damage, I feel like. Mienshao, one of Remy's favorite Pokemon. Makes sense. It's gonna be a lot of knockoff U-turn shenanigans. He's got the Volt Turn with Electros in ways. Lots of knockoff on his team. I'm pretty sure Licky Licky also gets knockoff, which Licky Licky is like the coverage king that like does no damage. I don't even know what his bulk is like. Let me see. Like, it's not crazy. It's 95 both sides with 110 HP. We'll see. We'll see about this thing. Oblivious, Cloud9, own tempo. Cloud9 makes sense. Maybe it's for the Tyranitar shenanigans. So we'll probably see them there. I don't know. This could have some curse stuff as well. Does Trevenant get Trick Room? Yes, it does. Okay, that's interesting. So there could be some stuff there as well. Probably unlikely, though, based on the speed stats of his team, but for a couple turns. Trevenant with Harvest is going to be pretty annoying. I think it might get some good usage against CJ, or Tempest. But he'd have to take out Kyurem and Tornadus to even have that chance, really. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see him there. Electros. Another one of those middle tier mons, but honestly it's on the higher end of that. Great coverage with Flamethrower, Thunder, Knockoff. I think it might even get fighting moves as well. At least gets Brick Break. But that thing is going to be pretty utility. Mega Lopunny, great mon. I would have went for a Metacham if that was possible. I don't know. I'm not even going to check. But Lopunny is going to be great against, like, a lot of people's teams. Like, this thing is really going to put in some work. Was definitely one of the better drafts by Remy, for sure. So yeah, this is a very strong team. There would be another one that would take some time to set up to take down, for sure. And I believe this is our final team, question mark? Did we do? Yeah, we did Eterna first. So we have our final team here. Final team. Woo, 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 woo. We've got Pang, my guy. Detroit Delibirds. When I first saw him drafting, I thought his team was going to be another joke team. Like, his first one was just, like, not well thought out. It was kind of like a doubles team that just, like, didn't work. And it took a lot of trades to even, like, have a chance. Mega Mawil's amazing Mega. Like, that thing can never be discounted. Hoopa Unbound. Love that Mon. He's got also regular Hoopa, which is interesting. I don't understand his play with that. Maybe he thinks that's confusing. I think either way, people are using a bug move, and special defense is it special defense or is it defense? One of them's like lacking. Oh, it's defense. Okay. So yeah, a U-turn's demolishing both of them either way. So I don't know about that play for sure. He should use Unbound most of the time. But the Psychic what is it, Psychic Ghost? Right? Psychic Ghost? Yeah, I think so. Of Hoopa could be kind of interesting with Calm Mind, Substitute, stuff like that. Suicune, again, Calm Mind. This thing is great. I'm sure it's great in every draft. Colin definitely got a lot of usage off of it last time. Galvantula, one of the better web setters. Compound Eyes, Focus Sash, really annoying Thunder. It's kind of one of the setup mons that, like, you can't just ignore and just allow it to get its stuff up. Like, that thing could actually do some damage as well. Kyurem, I love that mon. Roost is really strong with this thing on a bulkier set. This thing could be really interesting. Gives this team a little more longevity. We got Sock. That's an interesting pick. Decent coverage. I mean, Sash, bulk up, maybe. Or not Sash, but Sturdy. Could see some stuff with that thing. I'm interested to see what he's got planned for that. Porygon 2, Eviolite, great mon. Great bulk to the team that's not Ice type, which he needed. That's not immediately weak to rocks, but will definitely not appreciate them. Trace mon as well, which is one of the great traits about Gardevoir when she's not Mega Evolved. Gligar, again, he's going for an Eviolite situation. You could probably get some good usage out of that thing. Does he get Poison Heal? I don't think so. I think that's only Gliscor. Gligar. Sandvale. Which... pretty sure is banned in this. Hyper Cutter and Immunity. Yeah, he's not getting much ability usage here. Counter is interesting. Roost. Substitute, Swords Dance, Tailwind, Taunt, U-Turn. We'll see. I am ready to be surprised by that mon. Delibird, we're not even going to acknowledge being here. Moltres. No boots. No flame body. I don't think this was the team to put Moltres on. I don't know what other fire types he could have gone for, but I think Moltres was probably a misplay. Especially with Gligar not getting defog. I should probably actually check that about Delibird. It does get defog, so interesting. One mon that people might discount. So he does have defog and rapid spin with Avalugg, so... Okay, so he's got some chances there to get that off. Again, fire types are just gonna run through this team, man. He's got some glaring weaknesses, but I think he can tough out a match or two and get some trades in and have a really strong team still. Similar to last time. Avalugg, how does that fare against other people's teams? Not great against Keldar. Probably really good against Squirtles. Probably good against Colin, honestly. Might be okay against Tempest, but I mean, like, you're not getting much mileage off that thing. Great against Rowlet, honestly. So maybe that was what he's going for. It'll be decent against Remy as well. But a lot of his mons get fire moves as well, so it's gonna be interesting. Alright, so yeah, this team, it seems like you just bring fire moves, and yeah, you're probably gonna run through most of his team. Special attackers are gonna be great against him. Knockoff's gonna be great. Knockoff's annoying, really fucking annoying. It was annoying for Hoop Unbound even, so yeah, you kind of kill a lot of birds with one stone with knockoff. You kill the Eviolites, you kill the Hoopas, you kill Sturdies. Yeah, this thing's gonna be, yeah. There's some glaring weaknesses here for sure, but he can make it work. He can make it work. You get one sticky web sweep, you know, you own the world. And Mawile is definitely the Pokemon to be doing that with. So, it is time to get to what everybody's here for. Which are your guys' matchups. If you guys said stuff in chat, I was trying to avoid player input on the predictions part of things, but I'm sure you guys had some value input to put towards each other. Okay, so we have our week 1 matchups. Here we go. We'll do one by one.
Somebody's getting
So we hide this, we had this, and here we go. So our first match of the week is KC Blazekins versus Southern Squirtles. It only makes sense to make the first seed pair up with the new player. He's first seed for a reason. He won the last draft. Every match should be harder from now on for him, so it makes sense to start out with something easier for him. I don't think he has to stress that much about this one. The Squirtles will have a challenge here. There are definitely some openings they can do, especially some sneaky stuff with Sceptile. For sure. I think there could be an upset if Striker puts in the work here. There could be a crazy upset as well. Keldar making me do 5. That's crazy. This is scary for Striker, but you know what? Trial by fire and every other match should be comparably easier. We shall see. I mean, not matchup wise, but like player wise, it should be easier. This is it's pretty easy match, but Striker could have an upset here. That's for sure. Does have a lot of great coverage options here for this as well. We'll see. We'll see. I like this. I wish Striker luck on this match. Alright, so up next we have... San Francisco Shuckles versus 300 Gimmighoul, which is Colin versus Remy. This is our highlight match for the week, in my opinion. These two are great friends and both very passionate about draft, so had to get one in here. This matchup's gonna be kind of crazy. We got the slow team versus the speedy one, with some sneaky fast mons, of course. Can't discount them. Latias is gonna get some use. Like, this thing's back and forth. This is gonna be a closer match for sure. It's Heat Day 1, yes sir. We're trying to have one highlight match each week, so that is, I believe, the highlight match for the week, but you guys could feel otherwise. You guys know what the threats are based on what you guys drafted, so that is the highlight match for me, at least. Moving on, we have our next match, which, by the way, you guys will be DM'd these cards immediately after the stream. I was going to do it during, but let's not waste everybody's time. Next up, we have the Detroit Delibirds versus the Vicious Volcaronas. Ice versus fire, even though it's kind of didn't work out that way, because Tempest has one fire type. But, also no Volcarona. I don't know where that was drafted at, but, you know, interesting. There's a lot of people that didn't pick their mascots, which is kind of unfortunate. True, Darmanitan, Shofu. I wish Peng luck here. If there's one person that knows stall, it is Peng. Peng is the master of stall in every game that he plays. I think he's got a chance here. Mega Mawile is definitely the mon to break this stall team for sure if he can get in. So I wish a lot of luck there too. You don't stall. Your name is literally Mr. I Camp You or whatever. Mr. Camp You. Yeah, fuck off. Suicune, yeah, for sure is strong here as well. I don't know. There's so many things that can break it down though. Rest is gonna be very useful though. So might end up stall versus stall. We love that, don't we? It could be he could do pressure. What the fuck was that called? There was a late Gen 6 usage for pressure Suicune where it was substitute protect, rest, I think. And you just stall out your opponent's BP. So, Peng, there you go. Might be able to whoop his ass with some pressure stall. Up next we have our final match, which is, of course, Miami Heatran versus Eterna Tusslers. I mean, this match is gonna be interesting. We got Kangaskhan, and we got some Kangaskhan answers. So I am interested to see this one as well. He's got some great HP on his team as well, avoiding that seismic toss destruction. So we shall see. So those are our matches for week 1. I'm going to go ahead and send out everybody's opponents now. Truing. Go striker. And I think everybody has been sent their team. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Everybody has their team, their matches. Good luck, everybody. And this is the end of the stream. Everybody will have sent the cards. And we'll see you guys next week for matches and possibly a team building interview with somebody. We'll see. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys. Peace. Matches will start Wednesday. You can play them as soon as you want, but go ahead and send me the replays when you're done. Do not send them in the Discord. It's a disclaimer. Do not send them in the Discord. We're trying to show them on stream. So yeah, definitely. We'll see you guys. Peace.